Good evening, everybody. I would like to call to order the December 13th, 2023 regular meeting of the Monee Village Board of Trustees. If I could please invite Pastor David Collins from Our Steps Are Ordered up for the invocation.
Greetings. This is a great day. The last board meeting of the year 2023, and a lot of good things has happened in the village of Monee. I can't go. He told me I got a specific instruction from Pastor James Hunt to say greetings to you from New Hope. That's what we've got. We've got a new hope. We've got an ending of a year, and you've got a room full of people. That means something is going on. So it's not ending, but it's really just beginning. And that's what we should thank God for. So let's do that. Let's thank God for a new beginning. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we just thank you for your mercy, and we thank you for your grace. We thank you, Lord, for the village of Monee. We thank you for those that labor and those that work in it and those that do and live in it. One of the most important things that I've noticed and people begin to ask me is what's so special about this village, and it's you. So Lord, thank you for your presence. I thank you that you've given this board a mindset to want to start with you. So Lord, I pray that you just bless it. Continue to bless it. Help them with wise decisions. Keep them safe, Lord. Help them to govern the people that come their way. Help them to be the right type of leaders, that people can look up and they know that you're present in their decisions and in their homes and in their lives. We thank you, Lord, for all you've already done. We know you've given us good lives. In Jesus' name, I pray and I say amen.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Present.
Trustee Henson.
Present.
Trustee Horn.
Hi, here.
Trustee Rakes.
Present.
Trustee Wilson.
Present.
Trustee Udris.
Present.
Open to the public. Agenda items only, please. And moving on to the consent agenda, may I please have a motion to accept?
Make that motion, Mayor. Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Rakes.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Thank you. And moving on to the clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor Bogues. A couple items tonight. I will start off with the swearing in of Mr. Jared Sanchez. Okay, if you can please raise your right hand, insert your name after I. I
I, Jared Sanchez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
and bear true faith
and bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the constitutions of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and, I don't know, I messed up myself, and the territory,
and the territory,
institutions,
institutions,
and facilities thereof,
and facilities thereof,
both public and private,
both public and private,
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation,
without any mental
reservation
reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
upon which I'm about to enter,
upon which I am about to enter,
and that I do further swear
and that I do further swear
that I do not advocate,
that I do not advocate,
nor am I, nor have I been,
nor have I been,
a member of any political party
a member of any political party
or organization
or organization
that advocates
that advocates
the overthrow of the government
the overthrow of the government
of the United States
of the United States
or of this state,
or of the state,
by force or violence,
by force or violence,
and that during such time
and that during such time
as I am affiliated
as I'm affiliated
with the Village of Monee,
with the Village of Monee
emo organization,
emo organization,
I will not advocate
I will not advocate
nor become
nor become
a member
a member
of any political party
of any political party
or organization
or organization
that advocates
that advocates
the overthrow of the government
the overthrow of the government
of the United States
of the United States
or this state
or this state
by violence or force.
by violence or force.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And one more for me. Moving on with my report, I also wanted to just let everyone know that ComEd has submitted rate changes to the ICC. They originally made their first attempt on October 23rd, and they were denied their request. They then revisited and revised proposal, and they are waiting. I will be able to provide the rates after the date, but they will make their decision on the 4-year rate plan that will be passed on to the residents on December 14th of this month. And then also, they will go into effect if everything goes well in January. So I will make sure I provide that information. Next, I received correspondence from the Will County Clerk's office informing us that beginning March 19th for the presidential primary election, the Will County Clerk's office will be moving early voting services from the Village of Monee to the University Park Library. They thank the Village of Monee and the clerk for serving an early voting location for many years. And so as the time comes closer, I'll make sure I provide information. And I know that it is an inconvenience. I have reached out but haven't heard any correspondence or anything from it. And trying to work on any transportation if anyone will need additional transportation there. Also, last on my report, even though the holidays may look a little different for some, as it does with my family, I just want to make sure I wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. End of report.
Thank you very much. And moving on to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. First item is as-built request letter. The village has been contacted by Katrina Cox, the attorney for a residential homeowner whose property is located at 5404 West Court Street. This home is zoned in a C1 commercial district. The home is for sale and under contract with a potential home buyer, and I believe the gentleman's here tonight. The attorney has requested on behalf of the homeowner the board's approval to allow a rebuilt construction permit should the current existing home be damaged or destroyed. The board action request is a motion to approve an as-built construction permit for the real estate commonly known as 5404 West Court Street, Monee, Illinois, should the home be destroyed or the need arises.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
The only discussion that I have is I think that some of the C1 stuff over in some of the neighborhoods, such as South Briar Lane and some of those each side of the tracks that we might need to look into making that back into residential since we have other plans and everything. The residential areas, of course, the commercial and the businesses keep it that way, but I think we should look into probably changing that so we don't have to do this every time. Just my 2 cents.
Point well taken, and all I would say is, God forbid that this should happen, but we have done this for several homeowners in this exact thing, so.
Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Thank you, Board.
1 second. Welcome to Monee, Mr. Peeps Brown. Yes. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Welcome. Thank you. Next item, bulk road salt purchase, a resolution request. Attached is a resolution authorizing the use of motor fuel tax funding to purchase bulk road salt for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $55,260.00, which would be for 720 tons. This year's state bid rate is $76.75 per ton, which is down from last year's pricing, which was $79.66 per ton. Superintendent Johnson has initiated the state bid pricing through the State of Illinois Central Management Services, which has set this current rate. Due to the time-sensitive purchase of this product, staff requests authorization to make this purchase. Board action request is a motion to pass the resolution authorizing the purchase of bulk road salt in the amount of $55,260.00, utilizing motor fuel tax funds.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
The one purchase we hope we never have to use.
Yeah, right.
Except next week.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
2023-4.
Thank you, Board. Next item is an IDOT resolution for Court Street Safe Routes to School Sidewalk Project. Attached is a resolution in the amount of $91,090 associated with the village's local share for the costs of construction and construction engineering for the Court Street Sidewalk Project. The village has received both surface transportation funds and Safe Routes to School funding for this project, which totals $614,361.00. The village's participation of $91,090 associated with the resolution shall be appropriated from the village's general fund. The board action request is a motion to approve the Illinois Department of Transportation's resolution for the sidewalk construction along Court Street from Village Hall to Will Center Road, utilizing funding appropriated from the village's general fund in the amount of $91,090.00.
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Can I just say a big yay?
Yeah. Roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson? Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
2023-5.
Thank you, Board. Last item is Industrial Drive, Water and Sanitary Project, Aries Pay Request Number 10. The village has received this pay request from Aries, Inc. for work completed on the reference project. The invoice has been reviewed by staff and Robinson Engineering, and it's found to be in substantial compliance with the plans and specifications. We respectfully recommend that Aries, Inc. is entitled to payment in the amount of $214,490.24. In the summary below is total earned to date, $1,663,509.54, less the 2.5 retention, and that is $41,587.81 for a subtotal of $1,621,921.73, less the previous billings, $1,407,431.49. And tonight's pay request is $214,490.24. Board action request is a motion to approve Aries Inc. pay request number 10 in the amount of $214,490.24.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. End of a report.
Thank you, Ruben. Moving on to the officials' reports. Public Works, Trustee Horn.
Good evening, everyone. And I want to call Ed Johnson, he's already up there. That was quick. We want to make a presentation to you for a few minutes here to talk about something that Ed and I have had discussions with over the last few months, I guess. And we just, as trustees, we just signed off on the board action request for the Court Street sidewalk project. And as Heidi said, or inferred, I guess, that it's been a long time coming. But as we walk around, and my wife and I take walks around town quite a bit, especially Old Town, we notice that there's some areas that are deficient of sidewalks on either side of the street, on the road. And, I'm not aware of any accidents occurring between pedestrians and cars, which is great, but we want to make sure that does not happen. So if you look at our comprehensive plan, at least the page that Ed has up there, I want to focus in on number 5 and 6. 5 says, create a trail network that serves all our neighborhoods, and number 6, make our streets safe for all modes of travel, pedestrians, bikes, and cars. So that's the focus of what we want to spend a few minutes on tonight. If you can go to the next slide, we'll see if that's good. That's the one we want. As you look over most of our subdivisions, the newer subdivisions, in other words, those that have been built in the last, let's say, 25 years, most of them have sidewalks. The exceptions are the estate houses over in Gorman Farms and Lakeway Estates. Gulf Vista Estates does not have sidewalks, and there's another place, Country Oaks Townhomes and Sutton Place does not have sidewalks. Yep, Gulf Vista does not have them either. And all the newer ones have, as we said, have them. The places where we're focusing on and want to direct your attention is in what I call Old Monee, the old part of town. And the reason, again, I should back up, the reason we're making this presentation is we want all the stakeholders to make sure they have some say on this. That includes, of course, the residents. Hopefully they're watching or will watch this, trustees, police, fire, and EMA, because they all have a say in that. So let's continue to the next one, Ed. Yeah. Did you?
I already skipped forward.
Oh, you did? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. So here is, we've zeroed in on some sections that do not have sidewalks. And we've focused in on, at least our thoughts are for next year. Now, we have the Court Street project that's scheduled for this coming year, but we wanted to look at some other ones. One of them would be, and I think it would be easier just to go to the larger slides for this. I think we have some larger slides. Yes, right here. So this one is from Margaret Street, from just on the edge of the cemetery, 5211 Margaret, to east of Ruby. So we can tie in there. Approximately 886 feet. And then go to the next one, please. And then this is one on Mill Street, where there's sections on the north side of the street where a sidewalk needs to be put in, approximately 643 feet. And then there's another one that was just brought to my attention today, actually. And this would be a sidewalk going from, to Dollar General. And what street is that tying in with?
Town Center.
Town Center, thank you.
Wilson to Town Center.
Yeah, and so, especially during the winter when there's snow buildup and ice and so forth, that can be really hazardous, because that's obviously a main thoroughfare. So that's about 385 feet. And then there is, then we have some things we're kind of thinking for the next few years, but we did want to talk about the cost, obviously, and we kind of estimated our cost to be, I'm looking for my sheet on that, my cheat sheet. Help me out on that one, Ed. What was the cost per foot?
151.65.
Thank you, 151, and we get that kind of from an amalgamation of the different bids we had about a year ago this time for the trail, the sidewalk improvements that we're doing now. So that's kind of an average, so could be a little bit lower, could be a little bit more. But we needed a ballpark to work with. And then following year, we are thinking, of course, you know, we solicit your input on this, would be, as you know, we have a park going in down at Watson's Cutoff, and we'd like to put about a 4,000-foot path going from in town down to Watson's Cutoff, the park there, and then there'll be a walking trail around that park. And then what else do we have, Ed? And then this is the one that would be on Astor Place from Oak to Elmwood, and this one would tie Linden Avenue with the subdivision north of there. Now, there's also going to be a water main project there at some point, either 25 or 26, so that would be coordinated with that. I will entertain your thoughts or questions or comments.
Doug, so the water main projects, I spoke with Ruben on a little bit today. Is there a way we can bundle this in a time frame with the companies to maybe get a better rate? And I'm not saying that the rate isn't competitive, but to where we can plan this over all the way to 26 or 27 for that water main project at the time, so that it's something we can budget for.
The short answer is, the more you plan, the better things usually go. However, as we've known from even ongoing projects, there's been a lot of shortages of materials. So, I mean, that's always the wild card in these situations. But absolutely, as you bundle them, to try to at least try to bundle those together is certainly a wise way to go.
Thank you.
And that's all I have. End of report. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, trustee Horn. Parks and Recreation, trustee Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a holiday season, and Santa Claus has got a toy for every good girl and every good little boy. It's a quote from a favorite story. Santa came to Monee for the village tree lighting to bring the holiday season and all of its magic to Monee. The beautiful lit decorations will be lit up until January 2 for those want to stop by. So everybody likes our new decorations in Fireman's Park that decorates Fireman's Park. So they will be lit up all month. So feel free to take a walk over there and take pictures, you know, all through the month. And Santa was also at our Breakfast with Santa at Shoop's, and families that came to the breakfast donated toys at that event, and those toys are going to the pediatric oncology in Orland. And today we had a lovely senior luncheon. It was absolutely wonderful. The food was awesome, and the entertainment just as awesome. Crete Monee High School, the Cavaliers and Show Choir were singing for everyone. And we wish everyone a blessed and wonderful Christmas and look forward to celebrating the new year in 2024. Don't forget, we will be celebrating Monee's 150th all year long. And I myself would like to say to everybody attending and everybody out there, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and for all that celebrate. Thank you, end of report.
Thank you. Bless you. Finance, trustee Rakes.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, I would like to say to the choir that was there, they were really amazing today. It was a good time for those that came out. Moody's Investor Services released the village's annual comment last month. The village has maintained its AA3 rating since 2015. The investment grade for long-term debt values in village bonds is high quality and very low risk, while the short-term rating values, excuse me, the village bonds as having the best ability to repay short-term debt. The general fund for the month of November has a revenue of $1.1 million, while expenditures were $960,000. The current fiscal year-to-date surplus is $6.3 million. The village budgeted $550,000 for property tax relief. As of November 30th, $511,848.38 has been refunded. The village paid $487,975 on our 2015's bond that were due December 1st. The village levy was accepted and approved by Will County on December 11th, 2023. The front office asks businesses that have not yet renewed their licenses for the 2024 year to please do so as soon as possible to ensure licenses are printed and are ready before December 31st, 2023. I would like to say, everybody in our community, please have a blessed and happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Stay safe and God bless. End of report.
Thank you. Economic Development, Trustee Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Excuse me. Before I start, I'd just like to say happy holidays to everyone. As we approach the end of the year, we often take pause and reflect on the year past and what a year it's been. As a village, we have had our highs and lows, and the pavilion has been rebuilt. And also, we've acquired capital real estate that's moving towards our overall village comprehensive plan. So it's wonderful to see the plan take action, and those things are happening. I'd like to say thank you to the mayor and his board, everyone on this panel, for making it happen. Department heads, my hat goes off to you. Employees who make Monee, we're out there turning the wheels and making it happen. I appreciate everything you do. Especially soon, we're going to need some plowing services done, so don't forget my block now. But really, just to see the level of effort and care into the work and service, there's a difference between just doing a job and doing a job, right? When you take pride in what you do, you move a little differently, and you could see that in Monee. So a lot of people are asking questions. Well, what's so different about Monee? What's going on with Monee? Well, come find out. So that's my response to those who are who want to know what's going on here. Come find out. So as we go into 2023, I'm going to recap on moving forward. Economic Development Director Bill Barnes is going to be tying up loose ends on 2023 projects. 2024 is going to be a big year. We have a lot going on, especially in the comprehensive plan area that we're looking at Monee, Manhattan, and Cicero. So lots going to be moving and shaking come break and fall, or come spring. So be paying attention, be watching. Under Unite Monee, if I can get my phone open. We have, if you take a look at the website, we had created a new section under economic development for available properties. So it's going to have a specific tag for available properties that will have a complete listing of business properties available for sale or lease in Monee. This will eventually feature not only specifications on the property, but also tax information, images, and video of properties. Additionally, several updates on the events happening in our community have been and will continue to be posted on the website to keep residents and people considering Monee for their future home or business up to date so they can see our community in action. Secondly, Enterprise Zone. Enterprise Zone was took in place through the Antero Group. The board decided that this is in lieu of TIFs, and especially since we have some of our TIFs coming to an end. It's an incentive for businesses to come to Monee with the tax relief or breaks for those businesses wishing to come to the village of Monee. So after several months of working with the Antero Group, the village has received state approval to expand our previous enterprise zone to cover additional land in our village. Enterprise zones provide developers sales tax exemptions for materials, equipment, and many other items for new development. So it's exciting times, looking forward to 2024. And as always, shop Monee when available. End of report, Mayor.
Thank you. Moving on to Building Services, Trustee Henson.
Thank you, Mayor. In the month of November, there were 34 permits issued for various home upgrades and improvements. 10 occupancy inspections performed, which included resale and rental. 35 contractors registered or renewed their license. 316 inspections were scheduled, which encompasses building permits, resale, landlord, tenant, and code compliance inspections. We appreciate all businesses that choose Monee as their home, and we ask that you please call and schedule your annual license inspection. And also, the warmest and most heartfelt Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to one and all. Thank you for being here in Monee, and thank you for having all of us. Merry Christmas. End of report.
Thank you. Moving on to Public Safety, Trustee Udris.
Thank you, Mayor. For emergency management, on December 1st, EMA assisted our Parks and Recreation with the village tree lighting. EMA provided 3 light towers and 7 personnel. Also, for EMA, for the 6th straight year, they have surpassed their level of calls, details, and trainings. The final numbers will be presented at our next board meeting. And for our police department, Monee has officially exhausted both of its new applicant list and its lateral applicant list. You remember we said we got ourselves up to full level, so now we need to keep it that way. A meeting with the Police and Fire Commission has initiated the process to accept applications and to research test dates. The possibility of utilizing an online testing process is being explored. Area departments are finding that the online testing has vastly increased the number of applicants and also gives applicants from other states an opportunity to test as well. So we're tentatively looking at a late February, early March examination time. And also I would like to take time to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. And just a reminder that when you see our police officers, our members of EMA, our village employees, give them a wave, tell them Merry Christmas, wish them a Happy New Year. They're out there keeping us safe while we're enjoying the holidays. So, end of report.
Thank you very much. Attorney's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have 2 items for the board's consideration. The first item is an ordinance relative to prohibiting electronic sweepstake machines. I believe there's, has been reviewed by our police chief, I believe, and it's up for the board's review and consideration.
I'll make that motion.
I will second that motion.
Discussion?
So I wondered, Larry, if you could kind of go into the difference between these machines and what we might already have established in the village.
One of the ones that are established by the village are monitored by the state of Illinois, and they're valid. These are questionable whether they're valid or not. The machines that you see at the drinking establishments are all monitored by the state, the Department of Revenue. These are not. And there is some people who use these machines, but they're not exactly monitored. So that's the whole purpose of it.
Heidi, they don't get regulated, so they can turn the machines up or down however they may want to. They look like slot machines, but they're unregulated and untaxed, and thanks to loopholes in the in the Illinois gaming laws. And I just, myself personally, with the loopholes that Illinois is trying to close on these and everything, I think as, with us being home ruled, I think we can close that loophole tonight for Monee.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for everybody out here and listening, if you're not familiar with these machines, like when this first came out, I had never heard of an electronic sweepstakes machine. I invite you to Google it and read some of the articles that are out there about it, and you'll understand why we're adamant about not allowing these in our village.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
2045.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is an ordinance authorizing the mayor execute a redevelopment agreement by and between the village and Seafried Industrial Properties. If the board recalls, this came up, this is the property on Ridgeland Avenue that's probably 90% completed. We did authorize the redevelopment to be signed, but not an ordinance, and they've asked to be an ordinance because it sounds as though they're getting all their paperwork in order. So we need an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute the redevelopment agreement by and between ourselves and Seafried Industrial Properties.
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion, board? Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
2046.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Great, thank you. Unfinished business, anybody? Any new business? All right, so moving on to open to the public, non-agenda items. Christie? Oh. Christie, Andy.
Good evening, everyone. Christy Holston with the Historical Society, doing my monthly report. Just wanted to say we were happy to partner with the village and have Santa at the Heritage Center. It was decorated lovely this year. Our new administrator, Barb Sim, is doing a wonderful job, and it was a great evening. So thank you for letting us participate in that. I wanted to mention that we will be open this Thursday, tomorrow, and next Tuesday before the holiday, and are selling handmade artisan items from local village artists, and also branded Historical Society as fundraiser. Will be we're participating with the Daughters of the American Revolution, St. Paul's Cemetery, and the Monee Legion Auxiliary in the Wreaths Across America ceremony. We hope everybody will join us for that. That's at 11 o'clock this Saturday, and there will be an opportunity for pretty much anybody who wants to lay one of the 100 wreaths that we did sell, and so every veteran in the cemetery will have a wreath for that. In January, we have coming up our first sesquicentennial event will be a presentation on how the railroad shaped Monee's history. And on Thursday, the 25th, we will be having a fundraiser at Frankie's, and so all sales that day will net 20% for the Historical Society. I want to thank the village for their support throughout 2023. It's been a great year. We've been growing, and our membership is up, our visitor is up, and we'll be making a report on all those metrics in January. And happy holidays to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy.
I'd just like to thank the village for the opportunity to give away food, turkey dinners. In November, we gave away over 500 turkeys and everything that goes with it. As almost 10,000 pounds of food. And so we're grateful for that. But I think on a more personal note, I had a lady call me this past week wanting to give to the pantry 10 hams and 5 turkeys. And I go, well, that'd be great. So I said, you want to meet me at the pantry? So we met there, and I said, what's your story? I mean, why are you doing this? And she said, my daughter has been really suffering from cancer, and she's also pregnant. and it's just been very, very grueling. She said, but we just found out from the doctor that she's cancer-free, and we have just decided that we need to really celebrate and be thankful. And we have so much, and we felt like we needed to give. And so that's why we contacted you, so that we could give these hams and turkeys to somebody. And so that's really the reason for the season, right? That's what Jesus came to do, was give himself. And so we're grateful for that, grateful for you, grateful for the opportunity to serve in our community. And the Provision Market sign will be going up this Saturday on the Main Street building. So that's exciting. So anyhow, thank you very much, and God bless you, and Merry Christmas to every one of you.
Thank you.
David Collins, our steps of order. I just want to personally say thank you, thank you, thank you. Because of your wonderful work, I chose not to leave the village of Monee. And we also have an event December 16th at New Hope Christian Community Church. We're going to be celebrating Christmas with 25 special families. And the beautiful part about it is, these are, it was kind of hard to find a lot of folks in need in the village of Monee. So we reached out, and we reached out, the names began to come in. There were people who had divorces, had different hardships that came up. And you know what? We've got a great number. We couldn't even get all the people in there. Matter of fact, we're hoping to expand this next year to maybe 50. But I would say this, keep up the good work. Thank you. Your light is shining, and that's the reason why I'm refusing to leave Monee. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Hello, I'm just a little nervous. My name is Gail Ginden. I live on Durrell in Gloucester Estates. A couple weeks ago, my sister passed away. I could not go back to the house with everyone, so I went to Dunkin' Donuts to get some coffee. This young lady, Alyssa Murphy, waited on me. She could tell I was upset. So she started talking to me, and I started crying more. And she said, let me take my break. Meet me over there. Let me sit and talk to you. I know what you're going through because I lost my grandma 2 weeks ago. I said, how kind you are. She said, what can I do for you? I didn't know her from anyone except just waiting the very first time I saw her at Dunkin' Donuts. That's the type of people you have in Monee, right here. It's not who you know or what you know. It's the kindness of someone. I sat and I cried for a while. She talked with me. And, of course, customers came and I had to leave. She told me to come back anytime, and she would take the time to sit and speak with me. And I just couldn't get over it. I couldn't. The next time I went in there, she said, I've been thinking so much about you and how upset you were, and I wanted to make sure you were okay. We talked for a while. I can't even tell you the kindness of this young girl to a complete stranger she never knew. And those few kind words that she gave me means more to me than you can imagine. And I just wanted to bring her and thank her and just let everyone know just the type of people that are living and working here in Monee. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know where to get my coffee at.
Gail, thank you for sharing. Thank you, Alyssa, for doing what you did. That's truly a testament, and thank you very much for bringing that up here in a very public forum and sharing that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right. And on that fantastic note, with the holiday season upon us, everybody please have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, be safe, and if I can please have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
7:16 PM.